Hey, welcome to Early Access Control Alpha, Beta, and Abandon. And what we're doing right now is taking a look at Dragon the Game. Now, Dragon the Game is a game that you can see right here by Skydrake Studios, and it is, for all intents and purposes, abandoned. It's not in a very good state, playable condition. Let me warn you. So when I go to give you some game footage, it's not going to look very good. So a little bit of history about this game. It launched in 2014, and from what I can see, it launched a successful Kickstarter. It had a decent backing. I think we'll take a look at the Kickstarter page really quickly here, but yeah, it seemed to be doing all right. And there's been some fairly regular communication updates, but nothing super tangible since I think 2017. And it looks like they were updating to, well, I'll show you in a little bit. But so it sits in a state of abandonment right now. And the game is kind of like it's a really cool premise. I'm not gonna lie. You play a dragon and you get to level up its stats, and you get to kind of let's go back and look at some of the footage, and you kind of get to to experience what it's like to be a dragon, and you're following and you're doing quests and you're becoming a more powerful dragon and stuff like that. And it's really kind of, I like that because it's a game that I've never actually played before, or one I've actually even heard of, and it's been on early access since 2014, buried underneath countless other abandoned games. But unfortunately, it looks like this one's kind of met this similar fate. A lot of the community members seem to be kind of pissed off as of late, and it looks like the only person that was kind of regulating the communication was Wings and Things, who is the community moderator. And they've, for all intents and purposes, they've just kind of, I think, had to leave the project to pursue other things. And they were doing a great job kind of bridging the gap between developer and community. And unfortunately, a lot of these people are the only communication that people get when it comes to backing a game. And yeah, it looks like in January that they left the project, unfortunately. So let's take a look at the Kickstarter page. Now, I'm not going to go too far into it. What I'm not going to focus on the campaign. We're just going to take a look at the the updates that they've posted. So every update for the last long while has been by Ria, aka Wings and Things. And so it looks like so September 20th, so last fall, they've updated to or they're attempting to update to a new version of Unity. So a red flag for me as I do these videos is I know that a lot of indie developers, they when they go to switch engine versions, it can really F up things for them. They can really create complications with the code and with basically every facet of the game. And if things aren't taken, if you're not taking the appropriate actions of doing these kind of upgrades, you can really mess stuff up. And so right off the bat, that's my brain that thinking that this is potentially what happened to this game. Maybe something got so broken that now to try to find the problem that's occurred with what's there right now, maybe there's a huge problem that there's something that they can't overcome, or maybe it's just taking too long to try to transfer the code to the new version. I don't really know, but we can only speculate, and speculating about what's happened in these games is the only thing we really have, especially when the developer never comes on to the community forum to kind of tell you. But thankfully, Ria, she did her best conveying whatever it was occurring, and there was lots of communication updates, which is awesome, because that's what you kind of expect, but nothing really concrete that changes the game. And I think that's why you're down to seeing 9 likes, 6 likes, 3 likes, and people just kind of probably forgot about the game. Sorry. And with that said, yeah, there's not much really to go by because there's no posts from Grant. And so I asked if he's ever posted here, and I sent a friend request to Wings and Things, and hopefully I can get a little bit more insight to what actually happened. So let's not make this video too long, much more longer than it needs to be. But keep in mind that this game had a successful Kickstarter, and it looked like a pretty decent community and some admins behind it. And it's really unfortunate that this game with a really cool premise is kind of in the state that it is right now. And I'd love to hear a little bit more from the community member if they're up to telling me a little bit more. But right now, we've got to call it abandoned, and we've got to say that, you know, at $19.99 for this game, it's not worth purchasing. So please do not support this game. And yeah, don't support. Yeah, be wary of anything by this developer if they're not going to communicate things properly. And that's kind of what we stand by, and that's the way we're going to put it on this. So I do what I normally do in my games or my videos. I purchase the game, and then we take a look at what kind of state it's in. So I've purchased it, I've played it a little bit, and it's a pretty rough shape here. So sorry, I just transferred monitors there. It's a little bit easier to do it this way. And what you can do right now is you kind of get to create a dragon, which I really kind of like. You're creating an archetype of a dragon that you want, and it would be really cool if these were switching models, which was probably in the plan, but they're not. And you're just changing color variations, which is that's fine. I'll create this guy, and we'll go from red. Yeah, I'm really kind of, you know, original with these. And I can only assume that different powers were in the works and all these different kind of cool things, which is really kind of cool. Unfortunate that it's not gonna, it doesn't look like it's gonna change. You can change the color saturation on these guys too. It kind of gives you a little bit of customization, but unfortunately that's all you can kind of do. But like I said in the early portion of the video, the gameplay is not in a good state, so I won't be able to give you anything super fantastic to look at. You're going to kind of see where it's at right now for a straight purchase off the early access pages, and it's definitely not worth it. It's very hard to control. It's not fun. It's intriguing almost to how bad a state it's actually sitting in, but other than that, it's one of those games that you just kind of have to gloss over. And one day, maybe the people that invested money on Kickstarter will get some serious closure on this, maybe not, but as it stands right now, it's definitely not worth purchasing and or supporting. And hopefully we'll either see it removed or updated. So here's the dragon. This is me. I'm controlling him. It's really kind of a little. It's clunky to say the least. You can see the terrain is pretty messed up. You hit spacebar to take off, and then your WSA key, SAD keys move. Yeah. I don't know why I'm dipping and diving. Over on the right hand side, you've got a kind of a combat scheme. You can left mouse to bite, or your mouse 3 to tail swipe, or your mouse 5 to breathe fire. I mean, it'd be awesome if this was really kind of like hi-fi, really cool, kind of cool graphics to kind of like fly around and zoom around and burn and eat stuff, because that is kind of fun and kind of cool. And cool. Right. You can burn these guys. You can, when you get close to something, it kind of tells you if you want to pick them up. It gives you like a little, oh, so I can grab them with Qs. Look at them. I'm flying around with a bear in my mouth. And I think I still have them. So if you hit E, or hit your left mouse button, you're supposed to be eating him. Yeah, so I'm biting him right now. Oh my goodness. Why I flew way up there. Don't know what's going on right now. I'm like turning my head because I want to like, I think it's going to give me. Okay, so I killed him and I ate him, and that is part of how I'm going to level up. So my quest over on the right hand side called Feeding Frenzy, I need to kill those things and eat them. I'm not going to play it and try to complete that quest because I'm not going to play this game, and I can only assume that that's going to change your stats here. It's going to give you some stuff that's going to allow you to, you know, increase these things. But if the controls aren't working very well, it doesn't really matter what you're going to upgrade because it's not worth playing. And over there's a village that I'd really like to check out. I'm not sure how I take off. I don't know how to take off. I'm not 100% sure what's flying around me. I think not sure if those came from the village. Maybe those were like arrows they shot. I don't know, because I know when you get close to the village, that's they shoot stuff at you, and they try to kill you, and they can do damage to you, which is kind of cool. And it'd be cool if there's actually, you know, a reason to kind of go check out these villages. But as you can see, it's extremely broken. There's you know, buildings floating, and there's animals falling from the sky, and yeah, that guy they're shooting me with arrows. So it's really hard to control. I can't get like oh, I just totally tail swiped that dude. I mean, like, it's a shame, because I can see why so many people were interested in this game, and if it was, you know, in a better shape, it might be really worth backing. But if you can't do the most basic kind of video to kind of showcase this kind of game, like, I mean, no one's going to be really wanting to play it. Nobody's going to want to play. Would you want to buy this game after I just said, hey, let's check out Dragon the Game and look at this awesome gameplay? No, you wouldn't. But I mean, if nobody's doing maintenance on it, then you're left with this kind of version, and it's unfortunate that the community members are stuck with this after so long. And even though that there's been some communication this year as of 2019, it's been the wrong kind of communication, because it's been like, hey, I'm leaving the game, and that's that. So with that said, this is Dragon Online. There's not much I can really kind of show you other than that, and tell you that it's a game that unfortunately you've got to avoid, and you've got to avoid anything by this developer and publisher. And I really hope the community gets some closure regarding this. And if I do have any insight from anybody, I will share it. And please, in the comments below, give me some feedback on this game or any insight to it if you know what actually happened. And yeah, really have a great day, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we're on to the next. Thanks.